Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. We found a way to make love last forever, or at least 25 years. Hey guys, I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Welcome to the channel, everyone. Thank you for stopping by today. Lately, at the holidays, Walmart has been putting out these super cute holiday-themed ice cream novelties. So this year for Valentine's Day, they put out these really cute heart-shaped red velvet ice cream sandwiches. I saw those and I thought these are so cute. These would be really cute to freeze dry because ice cream sandwiches is a really popular treat to freeze dry. But they were ridiculously expensive. They wanted $5, $4.98 for a box of 4 ice cream sandwiches, which I thought was pretty ridiculous. So no way was I going to pay that. I actually was just talking to Mr. Wicked Prepared about it last night, and I said, you know, if I found them on clearance, I would grab them and freeze dry them, but otherwise, not happening. And lo and behold, today, February 10th, I was in our Walmart. I happened to walk over to the frozen clearance section in our store, and lo and behold, those ice cream sandwiches were on clearance for $2 a box. So I grabbed a bunch of them and we are going to try freeze drying them. Now this is going to be our first time freeze drying ice cream sandwiches. So we're going to see how it goes. I was able to get 16 boxes of these ice cream sandwiches. So this is 64 of these heart-shaped red velvet ice cream sandwiches that we are going to put in our freeze dryer. Let's get started and see how it goes. So with the ice cream sandwiches, you want everything to be really cold because if they start to melt or soften at all, they're not going to come out well. So we've got our machine pre-freezing here, and we've actually got the trays inside of it so that the trays will be ice cold and the sandwiches have been in the freezer overnight, and we've got our machine pre-cooling. Now I've seen people do it both ways. I've seen some people leave them in the wrapper and slit the wrapper, and I've seen some people take them out of the wrapper. We're going to take ours out of the wrapper just because I think it'll be quicker, and these aren't in the typical paper wrapper like regular rectangular sandwiches. These are in a plastic bag type of wrapper. So our trays are in the frozen freeze dryer. We're going to be taking them out one at a time, and we're going to be doing these ice cream sandwiches one box at a time. We'll take out one box and get them loaded on as quickly as we can. I think the less touching of the actual ice cream sandwiches, the better. So I'm going to try to place them out without touching them. So we have the Harvest Right medium, and it looks like I'm only going to get about 2.5 boxes on each tray, and we've got 4 trays. So. And you can even partially fill the tray and then put it back in, partially fill another tray, take out the next tray, just to try to keep things as cold and frozen as you can during the process. So now we're on our 4th tray, and then we can take out some of the other ones that are keeping cold and finish filling them. Now some people do have a dedicated freezer for their freeze drying that they use to keep things pre-frozen right on the trays, but we haven't gotten there yet. We don't have a dedicated freezer yet. And we really don't have room in the freezers we have for our entire trays. It's kind of an ugly sandwich. All right. Whew. All right, we got our last tray in. All right, so now we've got all of our trays loaded in. We're going to go ahead and close the drain valve and get it started. So it's now been just over 24 hours since we started this run, but this has actually been on extra dry time for a little over 12 hours. So half of this run has been the extra dry time because it actually finished in the middle of the night while we were in bed, and then I had a little bit of running around to do this morning with my daughter for cheering. So this is when we've gotten a chance to get to it. That's one of the wonderful things about freeze drying, that it's very hands-off, set it and forget it. So once you've got the machine going, as long as you have that extra dry time added, you can really let it go until you're ready to deal with it. You really can't overdo the food in this machine. You look really, really good. So what we do now is we use this thermal imaging camera to test and make sure that the food is really done. There's several different ways you can do this, and sometimes it's best to use a combination, but this worked really well for this. If it's orange, then it's showing that there's no ice crystals left in it and the food should be completely dry. If there were any blue spots on this, it would not be ready. But these sandwiches are completely done. They look just like they did when they went in. All right, so the ice cream sandwiches are done. Now we just took them out about 24 hours after we started them. You can see that they look exactly like they did when they went in, but they feel very light and they are completely bone dry. Now I don't think that this actually took a whole 24 hours. We went to bed last night, and right about midnight, just after we'd gone to bed, the machine did switch into the extra dry time. That's a trick that we learned that's really important. Go into your default settings on your machine and add extra dry time. We usually add 12 to 24 hours just because you can always stop it, but you can't add more once the run is going until the run ends. And so if you're asleep or you're not home or something like that, the extra dry time makes sure that the machine just keeps going. You can't over dry the food. But so it was on extra dry time from about midnight, and it's been about 12 hours since the extra dry time kicked on. So it didn't actually take 24 hours. I'm not sure at which point it would have actually been done. It could have been as early as midnight, which would have only been about a 12-hour run, and that would be really quick. Now, packaged up properly in an airtight container like a mason jar or a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber, these would last 25 years or longer. They could last 25 years, but they are not going to last 25 years in our house. I can guarantee you that. But what I thought would be a really great use for these is using them for Valentine's gifts. So I'm going to package these up into little treat bags, and I'm going to give these as gifts to my nieces and my nephews. And my daughter's got a Valentine's party in her class. My youngest daughter is in 5th grade, and I think that her friends and her classmates would absolutely love these. So we're going to package them up into cute little Valentines and put a little card on the front of them, and we're going to give them out as Valentine's gifts. So we did do one just to test it out because we have these Mylar bags aren't really for long-term food storage. We use these when we package up candy and things like that for gifts. You know, it's not going to stay very long-term, just a few months usually. Although we can heat seal these, but they have this clear plastic front, so it's really not for long-term. It's just for aesthetics, really. But so we have these bags, and we have one bag that's larger, and I did not think they would fit into this bag, but we did get one to fit, so I'm hoping we can get all the rest of them to fit without breaking, because this isn't going to waste very much space. If we have to put them in the larger bags, it's going to be a big waste of space. And then we'll put a little tag on these, a little card, and make them into a Valentine's treat. These sandwiches have been out of the freeze dryer long enough to cool off, because when things come out of the freeze dryer, they're a little bit warm, and that's how you know it's done. If you've got cold spots, usually your food is not completely done drying and you put it back. But so I've kind of let these cool down so that they're just room temperature, because we don't want any kind of condensation issues after we package them up. But I also don't want to wait too long packaging them up, because they can start reabsorbing any kind of moisture that's in the air. So I'm going to get these packaged right now. Now these bags do have a zipper seal that I'm going to use, but we usually do also heat seal them along this top edge right here. They have a little tear tab to help open them, so we heat seal them above that tear tab. But I do seal the Ziploc just in case. These bags also do have a gusseted bottom. I need to get a tool to help me because they're pretty small openings. But they do have a gusseted bottom, so they'll open up at the bottom, and that really helps them hold a lot more. And then they can also stand up on a surface once they're filled. Now this is a tight squeeze, but it does work, and I think it's going to be better than all the wasted space we would have if we had to use these bags, which is our next size up. If we do end up with any casualties that get broken packaging them up, it's okay, because we do have extra, and I have some kiddos who would be very happy to eat the broken ones. But so far they are holding together pretty well. Now I'm not including any kind of oxygen absorber in these, because I do expect that these are going to get eaten up pretty quickly within the next couple days on Valentine's Day. I don't think many kids are going to be saving these for 25 years. But you never know. Now I don't remember exactly what these bags are, but I will put a link to them down in the description box just in case anybody's interested in getting these same bags. I'm going to have to order some more myself, because this is going to take care of all that we have left. And we do like to keep these on hand. Not only are they good for packaging up some of our freeze-dried treats that we give away, but I could also use these to package like seasonings or little small ingredients for some of my meals in a bag or something like that. Something that I'm not intending to be around forever, but maybe just like a year or two, 6 months, a year, 2 years, these would be fine for that. I do think that I'm going to seal the tops of these just in case the kids do want to leave them a little bit longer than just a couple of days. So I've got my impulse sealer here, and I'm just going to seal the very top, and I'm going to seal it above the little tear notches. So what's actually going on when I'm doing this is you can see this red light right here. So as soon as I press down, that light comes on, and I hold it down just until the light goes off. And at that point, it's sealed. Now, these are the little tags that I chose to put on this. I was going to try to do something kind of clever with the whole astronaut ice cream concept. And you do something with little astronauts saying you're out of this world or something. But my daughter's in 5th grade, and she was not having any part of that. That was just not cool. So this is what I settled on. It's a little bit more mature looking, a little bit more simple, and it just kind of plays on the heart idea because they're heart-shaped ice cream sandwiches. So this is a free printable that I found on Pinterest, so I will link to the website where I found this in case you're interested in using it. I did put it into Canva, and I added the freeze-dried ice cream part on it. So we are just going to cut out a bunch of these, and then we're just going to staple them onto the bags, and then I have a little bow that I got to cover up the staple. It's going to be, you know, it probably could be better if we had a little more time to put this together, but it ended up being kind of a last minute decision when I found those ice cream sandwiches on clearance. So we're going to go with what we could find on the spur of the moment. So this is what we've ended up with so far, and I just don't like the way that the staple shows, so I did go ahead and get these little teeny bows at Walmart, and I thought we would just hot glue a bow right there, and that's going to be the finishing touch. She's got these written out so that she can see her friend's name on the back, and they can see the ice cream sandwich. Like I said, we probably could have made this cuter if we had more time, but this is how it's going to be. So here they are. This is how they came out. All in all, I think we're pretty happy with them. And of course, this is what they look like without the tag. And here you've got the perfect heart that can't be melted. So in that first load, we were only able to get 10 of those boxes of ice cream sandwiches. So we did 40 ice cream sandwiches. I have 6 boxes of the Valentine's ice cream sandwiches left. And I do want to freeze dry the rest of them. I'm going to freeze dry 5 boxes, and I'm going to leave 1 box for the kids to have just as regular ice cream on Valentine's Day because they really wanted to have a box just plain. So I'm going to have half the freeze dryer filled up with those last 5 boxes. So I decided to run to the store and get a few other ice cream novelties that I could use to fill those last few trays. So I found these Blue Bunny little strawberry shortcake mini cones that I thought would be really cute to try. I did get a box of Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches just for something a little bit different. And then I got a box of these Great Value Bomb Pops that I thought would be really cute to try. I've seen these done before and they come out really cool. So I just thought it would be cute to try some of those. So that's what we're going to use to fill up the extra trays. And I think we have just enough time to get these run before Valentine's Day. I'm hoping that these Blue Bunny cones are going to work. I've seen people do drumsticks before, but they had to cut them in half because they were too big for the machine. The other reason they cut them in half was to sort of open up the ice cream part of them so that the moisture could escape. Now I thought these might work because they're mini cones, so I thought they might fit in the space without having to be cut. But I also thought that this white here was the ice cream and that there was a space between the coating and the cone where it would let the moisture evaporate from the ice cream. But now that I look closer at these, this is a coating. And so I'm really not sure what's going to happen with these. Oops, we shall see. I guess we shall see. So once again, we do have the machine pre-freezing and we've got the trays loaded in there so that the trays are going to be nice and frozen as well. Because that seemed to work really well last time. We didn't have any issues with that last batch of ice cream sandwiches that we ran. So we're going to try to let this get down to at least about 10 degrees. And then we're going to take the trays out and quickly load them one at a time, just like we did last time. All right, guys, let's see how quickly we can get the rest of these ice creams loaded into these trays and get them back in the freeze dryer. Yeah. Okay. And now for the bad news. It does not look like this batch is going to be done in time. It might be done in time for Valentine's Day, but it's definitely not going to be done in time for us to get this video edited and out to you by Valentine's Day. So definitely stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and we will put up a post or something to update and show you guys how these other things came out, because I'm really kind of curious to see what's going to happen with some of these things that we did, like the popsicles and definitely those cones that I made the kind of oops with. So stay tuned and we will definitely let you know. Okay friends, so that is how we made love last forever. Or rather, we made some cute little Valentine's treats in our home freeze dryer. We typically use our freeze dryer for long-term food storage to put aside food for our prepper pantry, but every once in a while it's fun to do something cute and make a little treat, and when we can make gifts out of it, that's even better. If you're interested in seeing the freeze dryer that we use, I will put a link down in the description box below so that you can check it out. I'll also have a link to the bags that I used and anything else that I think of that might be relevant. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me a big heart emoji down in the comments. I'm Jara with Wicked Prepared. Survive today, thrive tomorrow. We'll see you next time.